Yeah, I think. So, greetings to all to board my flight. Be ready to face some turbulence also. So, tie your seat belts. As a pilot, I know the risk associated with operating its direction. My passengers and crew members will have a boarding destiny and boarding points too. Have an enriching experience. So, coming back to my first slide, I'll be talking today about mostly, yeah, geopolitics. I should cater to the needs of my audience. So I know my audience, everyone know about what is geopolitics and what we are, why we are here. It is definitely an enduring experience for us. The way ma'am created the web page for us to explore and deep dive into the issues that's happening in the globe, and this paved way for me to understand more, to explore more. Majorly, I'm talking this geopolitics. It's talking about two major disciplines, geography and politics. So what are the issues in the globe and what is their purpose here? So who are the important actors and key players in this world? uh, One answer what I have is diplomacy is the future of understanding how we run the world. So I would like to start my presentation with what changed, because we are in 2021. I thought I to start with India and neighboring countries, but here I thought that somebody would present about that, and gladly I'm glad that grade 12 has 11th grade pol science students has presented it. So I have something related to that of latest issues of Corona, how Corona changed the world. Geopolitics is not a single chess game, or it has different levels. So how many people are involved in the conflicts? What's going on? We keep pushing and pushing on certain issues, hope to see some kind of change that's happening. But my question is how we influence. It's very interesting. I think people should ask themselves more seriously why they think they are a think tank people, or a kind of how they measure their influence. We need to think actually how to change, and what are the suggestions and recommendations that we can do. Did something change over the years? We should start questioning on that. So how the fear of virus that turned into pandemic changed thousands of people. They lost their jobs. It was a huge blow of economic, causing economic crisis, according recession across the globe. In 5 continents, 400 billion jobs were lost, 89 million alone in South Asia, if you take into picture. And FDI also collapsed. If you So we have to learn from the mistakes that already happened. So we should not let China repeat the history. So the new understanding of what happened during Corona, we have 9 vaccine billionaires, that they just popped out. They benefited a lot during this Corona. All the supply chains of China, they withdrew from China and they wanted to keep their companies elsewhere. They are looking. So India also is one of the destiny. So if you take Arabs also, how they lost their business in oil and they diversified the economy. That is one thing what India should target on, how diversifying economy will really create funds. So replacing Arabs also, they started replacing tourism, infrastructure, and the very interesting factor in Arab this one is how they collaborated with NEOM. I don't know how many of you heard about this. NEOM. This is the company which has taken the project in Arab countries, and they're building smart cities. Now, it is not about building a smart city, how they are building it and what. It is more about building the first cognitive city, the world class technology, which is fueled with data. So, here making smart city based on wind and solar powers. So, it is overwhelming response. Most of the companies and all had tied up with this NEOM to get that, collaborate with them and bring to even India also is one of the. So how Saudi is going to see 5% increase in GDP in the near year. Similarly, India also is attracting certain companies. If you see about companies that is dropping down from China, you can see this Toyota, Canon, and other companies, KDDI, NEC. These are some of the companies that that projecting. Now even America also came out with Buy America. It sounds something similar to that, made in India. Yes, Joe Biden, he promoted Buy America. Most of the Americans should buy the products that is made in America, and that's how the money of the taxpayers who are paying taxes and all in that particular country will retain back with that. So India must definitely ensure the trade ties with America. The interesting factor is about lithium. Lithium also is one such. Uh, if you talk about lithium, I don't know how many of you heard it. They are new. What is this? It's called as an Leon battery. It's a type of rechargeable battery. So it's commonly used mostly for electrical vehicles, and growing popularity of military, aerospace, anywhere and everywhere. It's used for movable cars. It's an element of juice that can be used in smartphones, digital, electrical, now in fossil fuel. Fossil fuel is going to get depleted after some years. So what is the next alternative that we are seeing? So this is very interesting takeover, that in lithium also in Argentina 70% of world reserves are there. In Bolivia 21% of tons of lithium is there. In Chile 7.5 tons. So now world is under the race of getting lithium to countries over years, how lithium can help the economy also. How many of you saw the movie Black Panther movie? Oh, great. So what is the metal used there?
Vibranium.
Vibranium, very good. So you know how it really supported the vehicles and all, like to drive and all. We don't know what is in store for us for the future. So this is an interesting concept of using rechargeable batteries with e-vehicles, and the concept of vehicular key concept, and investing on digital sectors. And definitely there'll be a shift in consumer behavior market also in India. If you see how consumer will start buying those products, which is, and this is definitely helping even pollution control and all also. So definitely we are going to see the consumer behavior, how it changes and reshapes in our economy, how India prepares for its future. Even there is a say that in 2022 25% of increase will be in GDP. So in India will be one of the working largest markets in EV market, e-commerce and these kind of markets, and there may be a shift from China to India. $200 million, if you see it, how it has increased in FDI in spite of pandemic and more companies moving to out of China. That is, and FDI in this during this corona, how it dropped in 65%, but mostly it picked up from Indian economy only. This FDI, if you see the FDI changes also, the foreign direct investment. So in recent case study, I don't know how many of you are following newspaper. Again, there is this news of Big Bazaar and Reliance. I don't know, Reliance have purchased Big Bazaar, and Amazon has a conflict with Reliance. It went till Supreme Court. SBI interfered in that. We have EA from Singapore. So do you know this case study about Reliance? Okay. This one I'm giving it as a homework, that most of you can take this wonderful example in the classrooms. Like, what is that study? Why Reliance is an Indian company and Amazon is a foreign company? Why do you think Amazon has filed a case against Indian company Reliance? It's a very good example of geopolitics. If you talk about one of the interesting concept. Next, I'm going to my next slide. What you see in this common, do you remember Quad? Do you know what is Quad? Anybody can tell? Okay, what is common in all these countries? Okay, quadrilateral. The quadrilateral is one interesting factor that we need to talk. Like this is also, I'll leave it for you to explore because it's too vast a topic. Yeah, these are the four basic companies: Japan, America, United States, and India. They came together during 2004, a major tsunami attack in the West Pacific zone. And stretching across, they helped so many other island nations. And once they see that they came together for a cause, okay, when they came together for a cause, once it stretches for the maritime trade Indians. And I told you what is common in all these countries. Basically, all are against China, and it stretches for all this maritime trade in all these areas. And so if you're seeing they're countering Chinese vaccine diplomacy, or you talk about anything, they're countering China in this particular. When China is against, when all these countries meet together, they are trying to stop China from uh, taking the South Sea, which I told already. So China is trying to occupy that South Sea part of it. So these four countries, and the interesting part is this Quad, though it started in 2004, again it was dissolved. Like after once the cause is done, it was dissolved. Now again it has come together for a cause. Like if you see, okay, I'll go to my next slide. If you see here, you can see what is a function that Quas does. Maritime security is one thing. Disaster relief, it comes for a cause, and again and this model was really taken up by many countries. Many countries found this model very interesting. They come for a cause together, and then once the cause, okay, they are done with that, helping out those or coming out from that crisis, that tsunami, and all, they come out from that group, and again they join when they're with this cause. It's a very interesting model, most of them found. So why India is a part of Quad, if you want to understand how the story began, as I told you, in 2004, and on humanitarian grounds. This is how they responded to the group. What is the group meant for? What is the idea of coming together to talk about the crisis and what they have done to resolve? Many countries, as I told you, they have really liked the idea of Quad, and how they are stopping China from expanding towards South Sea. Next, we are talking about First World War and Second World War. Because it is too long, I'll just skip it. I know that I thought I would little bit talk about after First World War in 1914 to 18. You know that League of Nations was established, and that was a failure. And after that, Second World War, and in Second World War also, after that, UNO was formed. So there is a connection between First World War, League of Nations, Second World War, UNO, and when UNO was formed, there was, after that there was a Cold War between two major countries. We call it a superpower between America and Russia. So how this Cuban crisis, you all know about Cuban crisis, and I'm not going to explain of Cuban crisis in Cuba. This reminds me about Cuba. If you talk about, yeah, the war between capitalist and communist countries, and Cuban crisis, to be brief, it was between Russia and America in the island of Cuba. How they tried to, Russia tried to, set the nuclear armed this base in Cuba, which US felt it is threatening for them. And they immediately, John F. Kennedy, during that time, he tried to, tell to the public also that he announced in the public. So people also was feared, what now, are we, the world was going to bring against nuclear war. So later on, there was Cuba has this Russians has withdrawn the missile from Cuba, and promised America not to attack, not to interfere in Cuba, this one, and not to take over Cuba. Similarly, John F. Kennedy also, he withdrew his troops from Turkey. So all these things are a part of this slide. I want to go further. How many of you heard about Havana? Because Cuba reminds me about Havana syndrome. How many of you heard about Havana syndrome here? Oh wow, what is it?
I don't exactly remember what it is, ma'am, but it was something that came to the delegates who went to a few places. So they had some problem with the brain, I guess, and some people blamed Russia for that problem.
Oh, very nice. In a nutshell, within a second. But what is the Cuban Havana syndrome? What is that we are talking about, Havana syndrome? Let us know little bit about Havana syndrome. How this American embassy has heard a weird sound. This happened in Cuba in 2016, around 2016. And this weird sound was very like it may get a kind of headache. We may get some kind of insomnia, or some kind of headache, or some kind of memory loss, or it's an electromagnetic waves. They are yet to explore on it. So immediately when it started in Cuba, American blamed Cuba for the consequences, that Cuba is responsible for this, and US embassy has to leave that embassy and go because of this weird sounds. So here what happened is, in Cuba, Cuban people immediately, will they keep quiet? Okay, if American is blaming, they told no, they blamed back America only. They made American responsible. They told you are not investigating on on this matter, and how could you blame us? But again, it resurfaced. The same syndrome, Havana syndrome, resurfaced in 2017 and 2018. We are talking about the brain hemorrhage that happened. Again, it attacked US embassy. Again in 2019, 20, 21, 130 sonic attacks happened in all across the globe for only US officials, like countries like Poland, Georgia, Kyrgyzstan, Thailand, Colombia, Austria, Russia, all these things. So not only America was targeted, but even Canada was targeted in this process. And Havana crisis has resurfaced again. Joe Biden, after he has taken in 2021, as he witnessed this, so many 20 US officials claimed from Vienna that all this US embassy only, they claim that again they are finding getting this kind of sound. So why Vienna? If you talk about Vienna, there's it's an international spy, a den for international spy. That is where Americans, they actually, these people want to sabotage their operations there. So plenty of theories came out that it is an ultrasound malfunctioning of Cuba-based alliances, but with no villain in it. Okay, they thought first theory came out like that. Second theory, they thought there was this insect cricket that sounds similar to that jungle cricket. So this is a sound that's coming, and it's trying to make. That was the second theory. Third theory was Cuba sprayed pesticides on control of Zika virus. That's why it exposed to infectious diseases. Then fourth theory was about mass hysteria, like a kind of symptoms or episode of mass hysteria dancing plague that was in the Middle Ages. We are talking about delusion orders and mental illness and all. Fifth theory came out that from National Academy of Sciences, that it is some microwave weapons, and they are small and could be easily hidden, or direct energies could be possibly given in that direction. So these are some of the speculative stories. Still investigation is going on, and the world is trying to request America that the collective work should be done. So stop investigating alone, and come back to allow other countries also, like-minded countries, to come and investigate on this matter. So Parag Khanna's TED Talk, as I told you, it's very interesting. This led me to all these investigations. And at the same time, equilibrium, he talks that it's not a borderless society, but it is talking about equilibrium. Means you want peace and sensible with respect to all the resources and free movement of goods and services across the globe. That is this whole gist of his TED Talk, which I like to go and elaborate, but no time. So thank you. Thank you very much.
That's wonderful, Devi ma'am. That was really, really nice. Let me first stop the recording. Okay.
I'm sorry.